voices again.
But surely the knowledge you gained.
My champions offer themselves willingly. More works of precision laid low before finding their full potential.
You will have new subjects in recompense. Whatever you wish.
Rouge's necromancer. An excellent subject to test how long one could go back and forth between life and death.
Inspired. Consider it done.
Ignore them. We're taking these bastards down before they ever get the chance.
The deeper currents.
Oh, Lucanus, I wanted to ask you something.
Ask away.
Are you and Nev dating? Sorry, I'm bad at being subtle.
We're seeing how things go. You know, testing the waters.
Well, that's good. I'm glad for both of you. I like it when my friends are happy.
I thought you were going to threaten me if I heard Nev.
Sorry?
Before, when you asked if we were seeing each other?
Oh, definitely not. Nev could wipe the floor with you if she had to. So no need for me to threaten you too.
True.
Can't believe it. Your own cousin tried to kill you. It's just like one of my stories. Danger, intrigue, family drama.
They put that in stories? In Antiva, that's just a regular afternoon.
Do you think he'll ever escape and come after you and then duel you on top of a chandelier above a...
Bellara.
Right. Sorry.
What kind of weapons were the Veil Jumpers using? I've never seen that before.
Whatever they could find. We've recovered hundreds of artifacts now. Some of them are weapons.
So why not use them more often? They seemed useful.
You can only use them once. Then you have to charge them up again, which we don't know how to do.
Not that useful then.
Emmerich intends to petition for Manfred's full apprenticeship.
He must be trained.
Yes. He'll require etiquette classes at once.
We finished off a whole group of skeletons.
Interesting that they banded together.
It availed them not.
We've traced several disappearances to an unusual possession.
It seeks fear. Cut it down.
staying here?
In Lavendale, he's usually the restless type. But I'm guessing he'll stick around while his injuries heal.
Hey, Antoine. Evka.
I can still hear it. Though it is giving me a headache.
Please be careful.
With the container? It's very sturdy. I tested it.
What? When? And how?
Am I interrupting?
No. Our study of the new blight continues.
We know the gods changed the blight. We think it changed more than they realized, or altered itself after.
It's answering to something other than gods.
You sure you're not underselling the scariness there?
I don't know. We could try again.
And give Rook nightmares?
So what's the Blight answering to?
Remember the strange call I heard after the Lavendale battle? It was here, in the wetlands.
We think the source is out a ways, towards the redoubt.
I can tell it's something large, rooted. A construct of the Blight itself. An eruption controlling the rest. What that could mean... Everything that calls the Blight impacts the Wardens. We withstand it. But gods, archdemons, it all adds strain.
If the eruption calls the Blight, then it could mess with us too. Spark the calling sooner. We'll lose ourselves, along with the wetlands.
Antoine, you hear stuff in the Blight. More than some of the others. Are you...
Yes. A little sensitive, but it's not calling to me. Not yet. Like everyone else, I'll know when that changes.
Should you have told me all this? About the calling?
First Warden would have said no.
You're our friend. You chase archdemons and fight the Blight. It seems fair you know what this means.
Oh, this is bad. But you two are fine. Really? You're sure you haven't heard anything, or...?
We're fine. It's not... We're fine. Remember those samples you found when we first arrived? Based on our studies, Antoine made an alchemical flame. It's impressive. It should destroy the eruption.
Theoretically. At least the last batch was stable. Mostly.
But if the eruption's controlling the Blight and it gets attacked, then the Blight around Lavendale might respond.
Yes, its roots are everywhere, and spreading. I can feel them.
These people can't lose their Blight experts. I can go after the eruption.
While we guard against nasty side effects here.
It's a plan. I didn't miss the part where Antoine said the alchemical flame is mostly stable.
I'll make sure the containers are sealed.
Maybe don't bang them together.
The Blight poisons so much. Water, plants, animals, people. Some would call the wetlands dead already. But they're not. It's not too late. Whatever the eruption means for the Wardens, we can leave this place better. It's what we're supposed to do.
We'll take our stand in the sheltered glade. Meet us there when you're done.
The Venatori were growing demons and people? That's what would...
There. It's a haunting.
I forgot what I was going to say. Mierda.
The Venatori were growing demons and people? That's what was happening in the ossuary?
Zara was trying to get certain types
just to fly away.
It had a lot of blood on it, and it didn't look like Darkspawn blood.
They aren't blighted. Were they dormant?
Maybe. They're beautiful. Much like you. Ah, Rouge, hi!
We knew when you hit that eruption. The blight around Lavendel reacted. And there was a sound in it. Like nothing we've heard before.
What happened in there? What was it like?
There's some pretty scary things in the Minratha's catacombs, but I've never seen anything like that.
A story for your fellow shadows?
Not sure even the Viper will believe it.
When the eruption was destroyed, some of the bigger tendrils pulled back. The remaining blight won't vanish overnight, but it's a good sign. And this place opened up.
The flowers here, they managed to survive, buried, untouched. They have a chance to return now.
Tough little things.
Yeah, there's something special. We thought the Grey Warden's purpose would end when the last archdemons died.
And that time's almost here. It's unbelievable!
The Order is those of us left now. When the archdemons fall, some wardens will hang up their swords. Until they're calling, at least.
So the Wardens are finished?
No, our numbers may get smaller, but Efka and I will be here. Others will stay too.
There's still blight in the world. There's something new calling to it. And to us.
There's blight inside us too. If it changed out there, have we changed as well?
What matters is that if new evils show up, we'll be here to keep them back.
Are you doing okay with all this? Really?
Don't worry, I'm good. I've got everything I need right here.
Me too.
Do you really think something inside you has changed?
It's possible. Or maybe we're the same. But does that mean we'll be the same? You can't sense the blight. But trust us, it feels different. And the sound is changing too.
As for what it means, it's like Antoine said. We don't know yet.
You're dealing with a lot of questions. Really big questions. I'd be a mess.
Chasing gods, living in the Fade, that doesn't raise big questions?
It does, and my point stands.
The blight feels relentless most of the time. We see what it does up close.
A world dying, how it spreads. But we keep going.
And look, these flowers can make it back.
They can. You know, you've got flowers and nothing is immediately on fire. I could leave you alone.
Are you trying to set us up on a date?
I think she is.
But we go on dates. Lavendel was named for flowers. They must have been everywhere before. When we get back.
We can stay here a bit longer first.
Oh yes. I thought I heard birds earlier. Maybe we can find them?
The wetlands aren't fully healed.
The flowers fought back.
Yeah. Pushing back the blight? It's possible. What?
Spite was wondering if Nev would like a flower. I don't know. Maybe a small one?
Midnight brings music from the depths.
I'm unsure, my friend. Any other might hear it.
We got rid of a haunting in the Hosberg wetlands.
Welcome news.
It will stalk the innocent no longer.
A malignant spirit has attached itself to an inanimate object.
It has already taken lives.
Dispose of it before it strikes again.
Lucanus, you ever wake up angry at someone for something they did in a dream?
Not personally, but Viago still stares daggers at me for throwing his pet snake out a window in a dream.
How could dream you do such a thing to an innocent snake?
If I ever meet him, I'll be sure to ask what he was thinking.
Was this your ultimate goal? All that death and destruction in order to rule the capital?
It would have been magnificent. Navarra, bowing to a leader who'd make use of its greatest works.
Your enormous bone construct would have destroyed half of Navarra City.
Well, there would have to have been some rebuilding before progress could begin.
Keep your stomach tight. Lock it in.
11.
Controlled! Don't bounce on the bottom.
12.
Hey! Do wardens not know what comes after 12? Get your ass up there!
I love watching the team come together in the spirit of cooperation.
He wanted tips.
Does he need help with what comes after 12?
I can still make a fist rook.
You're pulling yourself up an archdemon's back. You think it's gonna let you rest because your arms are tired?
13.
Keep going! Archdemon's eating a bunch of griffin babies while you wait!
Hey! 14.
Get your ass up there! Don't kick your legs like a nug! Come on!
15.
Nice!
16 would be showing off.
I wasn't sure you had that last one in you. Nicely done.
I said no mercy. Tosh delivered.
So did you. Keep it up.
You caught the tail end of this, Rook. I need to get ready for an archdemon. Tosh was happy to provide several sets worth of pain.
Now it's your turn. What have you got for me?
Payback. Final set's almost done. Slow descent and keep it going, just like before.
16?
This isn't a rest break. Don't lock your arms at the top.
17?
Just a few more. Looks like you need some help?
No! 18!
Then where's 19? Keep it strong.
That's what your mother said last night! 19!
Come on, Tosh. You want Davrin to tell everybody you couldn't handle a Grey Warden workout? You gonna let him say that?
Sweaty!
There you go. Keep that up, we'll have you in heavy armor and a shield soon enough.
Thanks. Good workout. Hey, sorry for all the stuff I said about your mom.
She can take it. Whatever gets you through the last few.
And Davrin didn't win.
Come on. Drinks are on me. If you can lift them.
Nev, I just wanted to say what you did back in Arlethan. Thank you. Really, you're a good friend. A really, really good friend.
You helped me as much as I helped you. But you're welcome.
I never had a sister, but, well, you're one to me. And that means a lot.
Trying to pull the heartstrings means a lot to me too, Belle. And right back at you.
Rook stopped the Auton. Took down their comic maker. She did your job for you. She's a hero.
Just a meddling busybody. Where was Rook when the dragon attacked our city?
I can't believe you're defending them.
I am not defending anyone, Jacobus.
You're letting them be a part of this? My cousin died because the governor didn't stop the Antam from taking over.
Jacobus?
I'm fine. But I'm not going to be a part of this.
Well, now that unpleasantness is dealt with, about your mysterious informant.
Whoever they are, they know the Antam and Treviso.
Your message made it sound like this informant also knows where the gods are staging their ritual.
Treviso does not need this troublemaker. This should be left to proper officials.
It very much concerns Rook. We have a contact who offers access to the Butcher and privileged information on the gods.
A chance to find your gods and to free the city. A prize for both our causes.
You don't expect much, do you?
Hopefully it is that simple. Our contact knows the city and Antam, but we don't know them.
How do you know it's for real?
They gave us patrol patterns. Dreadnought arrivals. Their information is real.
And you didn't share this with me?
People in this city continue to sicken and die. Do you not have other more pressing matters to attend to?
So where are we meeting?
Near the field hospital, where the market used to be.
And they ask for me, not you or Viago.
Even with what happened to Treviso, your fight against the gods is spoken of by many. You have respect, and no small admiration.
From who, though? That's the question.
There's really no clue who it is?
They're foolish enough to think crows are reliable. That's a clue about their worth.
They promise help.
So do you when you're not killing each other. Treviso deserves better.
It's getting the best.
That has yet to be proven.
Hypothetically, what if I'm walking into an ambush?
I would prepare for one.
Not everything is an adder in the wardrobe.
I said to prepare. I didn't say not to go.
What about the human help that Antam was getting? You have any leads on that?
We continue what you started. The other Talons are turning over every stone.
You trust them? Not even your first Talon is safe from your infighting.
We are all Antivan crows.
And yet those of us sworn to Treviso are beneath you.
I'll talk with this mystery contact.
And the rest of us will hope not to get caught in your crossfire again.
If we can remove the Butcher and weaken the Antam, then perhaps Treviso can start to heal from the Blight. With luck, this informant is our key to that. Find them, Rook. Hear what they have to say. Our informant is near the field hospital, Rook.
They said you'd know them on sight.
Remember, there are injured people there. Don't damage anything.
Rook, Viago and I are visiting the new memorial. For those we've recently lost.
After all you have done, you are most welcome to join us.
Thank you.
We are not here to be formal. There have been enough funerals.
Did you know? I was just turning to say something to Air the other day. Before I remembered, she was no longer there.
Fletcher.
I didn't know Chance for long, but he seemed like a good man.
Terrible taste in furniture. He always smothered everything in gold. I'll miss hearing him complaining that I complain about it.
The diamond, the entire city feels so empty. I wonder if it will ever not feel that way.
I'm only a visitor, but I don't think Treviso will stay down for long.
I'm told we are a charmingly stubborn people.
The Blight, that is the problem. But you did fight it back. If we did it once, we can do it again.
Let's hope there is something in that.
When did you get here?
A while ago. I was reading the letters. Messages for loved ones. Prayers to the Maker. A few letters are to people I would have liked to know again.
All these words for the dead. Do you believe anyone or anything sees them?
After I was captured by the Venatori, I would have said no. How could the Maker or any power permit what happened in that place? After all we have seen, I still don't know who, if anyone, hears our cries. But now, I hope they do.
Who else did you lose in Treviso? Other crows?
A few. Not all were crows. Some just lived daily lives in the city. Local merchants, people who put out the morning coffee as we headed to bed. After the ossuary, I wanted to walk by and see them again. As if I could return to where I left off.
Is there anything else we should say?
I did mention this isn't formal.
But we should do something.
A toast, then. Something we promise the dead we will think about over drinks to come.
The time they bought us. The world we'll build with it.
Neither will go to waste.
The crows rule Antiva, and tonight we mourn with her.
Rook, I presume.
The Butcher!
There's no need for that. Treviso is the trap, not this meeting. Please. So tense. I promise, I'll signal when it's time to fight.
Strange way to ambush someone.
I don't have to ambush anyone. You think I couldn't just march on the crows? Scattered Antom flock to me. I have the soldiers to raise your casino and every inch of this city.
But I'll bet there's no profit in actually winning.
There's money being made by the occupation. But not by me. I said Treviso was the trap, and I meant it. The jewel of Antiva. She sings even while caged. Such purity in every stone. It's trapped my heart. I love this city.
You have a strange way of showing your affection.
I conquered it. I didn't betray it. Not like the cattle born here. You know there are traitors here. They ransom their own city. Literal gods stalk the land, but these filth worship their own purses. But you're different. You and the crows stay true to your roles. It means something when you die, and even more when you kill. You're as much a work of art as this city. And you want a secret from me.
If you really do love this city, You'll tell me where the gods are holding their ritual.
The gods, they give strength. But all they ask in return is everything. I can feel their corruption. I can hear their whispers. They're calling for a ritual. If I give in, I'll know where you need to go. But I will lose my jewel. My city! So... you live in a casino. Let us make a game of this. I will become what the gods want. Welcome their whispers. Meet me and show me if the crows deserve my city.
The Butcher was our contact, and he's letting himself fall to the Blight? Finish them off! We need to go after the Butcher! So the Butcher wants us to prove we're worthy of saving Treviso. That's what's happening.
By turning himself into a monster.
Everyone's acting like normal, like the Butcher hasn't gone nuts.
Who would believe it?
Safer to keep your head down, I guess.
Come. I wait among the drowned. I see what you need. Rouge, you deserve it.
Hear the shift in his voice? He's changing.
I see. My Treviso. Will not abandon you to the traitors who gave you to me.
There's the Butcher. He's a Reaver and fighting his own Antom.
I very much doubt that whatever he's become can tell us the gods' plans.
We have to hope he's still in there.
Get ready.
I see you, Rook, and I see the ritual. Match me, fight me, win this city. This is the power the gods give.
Butcher! Where is the ritual?
So beautiful, but not like Treviso. I see Tearstone Island! The ritual! Tearstone Island!
He's gone. And he named the ritual site Tearstone Island.
The Butcher kept his promise to us in the end?
He got the death he wanted. Good trade, I guess. And he gave us the information we came for.
Yes, truly the Butcher was a paragon of honor and virtue, and we are all devastated to see him go.
Eventually.
And now you have a location for your final pointless confrontation. The gods are at Tearstone Island. Isn't that what you wanted? A chance to die a hero's death? So go. Leave Treviso to those who deserve it. What's left of it, anyways.
The Butcher did warn us about a traitor. Didn't get a chance to name them, though. Thanks for confirming that for us, Evenchi.
Given how much that man talked, I'm shocked he actually kept his mouth shut.
You sold Treviso out to the Antom.
I did what I did to help this city, to save it, to keep my people from being slaughtered like cattle by the Antom. And you let us suffer and sicken in favor of Menrathus. I gave up the crows, you gave up the whole city. Treviso is dying, Rook, and its killer wears your face.
Sometimes there's no good choice left. Just a bunch of different bad ones. A leader owns the consequences of that choice, no matter what they are. What if Treviso's people could have fought back? Could have rallied to the city's defense? But the Antom kept them weak, let them die. That happened because of a choice you made. I live with the consequences of my decisions. Can you say the same?
You live with nothing, Rook! You have the luxury of distraction, of defining all your actions by the greater good. So take your team to Tearstone Island. Face Elgarnon and Gillenane, strike them down. Or don't. Either way, Treviso is dying. But it's still mine. Leave its funerary rites to one who cared enough about this city to make themselves its villain.
It makes sense now. Every decision they made shows it.
The governor betrayed us all. And for what? A city that is sick, and whose recovery will be measured in years.
I take it you heard? The Butcher's dead.
And in his place is the traitor we knew was lurking. And the Antom fell in line?
Whatever the Antom are looking for, Evenchi's giving it to them.
The Blight changes things. Even the Antom fear it. The governor has given them a clear purpose. They were more cunning than I thought.
If only we'd figured out it was Evenchi before all this started.
I wish the same. But regret does neither of us good.
We knew someone had delivered Treviso to the Butcher. You brought us their name.
The hand that leashed Treviso. The Butcher was the mouth, but the hand was Evenchi all along. They think they have the power in the Antom, and a network doing their will.
But we have the face of our enemy.
Evenchi will be hiding, so we will hound their Antom and make them desperate.
When the governors show themselves again, we end this.
You're not concerned the gods will send the Antom more support?
The gods might come for us, but they're coming for everyone. I believe you are crafting the answer to that, and we will help as we can.
When Evenchi left, they made it sound like they were planning something.
I suspect it will be about restoring order as they see it, and that the Crows will be first on their list.
Whatever the good governor's intent, we'll end it.
Evenchi keeps talking about restoring order and rebuilding Treviso. But what then?
I believe the good governor's plan was to risk the city to try and claim the nation. If the Antom beheaded the Crows, who would merchant princes hire? Who would invaders fear?
As if the Antom would fill that role. This was a bookkeeper's angry grab at power.
We'll stop Evenchi.
The gods. Did you learn where they will be?
Tearstone Island. Evenchi confirmed it before they left.
We know the time to face Elgarnon and Gillenane approaches, but it will not take us long to find Evenchi.
If you truly want to help Treviso recover from the Blight, help us deal with the governor.
We'll let you know when we'll make our move. And after that, Treviso will be free.
You don't think highly of spirit magic, Lucanus, because of your experiences with a Venatori, I suppose?
Partly.
I assure you that performed with care, necromancy is no more harmful than any other magecraft.
There is a difference. Fire and ice spells kill people. They don't bring them back again.
What's so objectionable about a simple reanimation?
It's a waste of hard work.
Are you alright?
Anton sent me up in my own gallery. Then the brutes left to get more reinforcements against a single woman. Would you be a dear and clear away all the refuse by the door?
What business do the Antom have with an art gallery?
Done.
I'll unlock the door. Come in, please.
My saviors, welcome! Viago said you had information on the Antam. Are they after you?
They barricaded me in and said I would starve unless I handed over the contents of my gallery. Lately, they've been taking paintings, sculptures, all sorts of treasures. And to think I overheard someone in the market yesterday bragging about dealing with the atrocious brutes. The market master might know more about what those dreadful Antam are up to. The blight has changed the skyline completely. I've heard dreadful little things live inside it. I'm in.
All right. We should talk to the market master if we want to learn why Antam are stealing pieces of art.
No violence in here.
Hello. This might sound strange, but I was told you might know about Antam stealing paintings.
It's bad for business. And somebody here knows something. Everyone notices the master of the market. But you, stay hidden. Listen near the stalls. You might learn something about our Antam art collectors.
Let's listen carefully around the market. Don't want to scare anyone off.
Barely any customers today.
It's a wonder anyone still lives in this city, the way it is now.
Hardly got any sleep last night. Just the thought of living next to the blight.
Makes you sick, doesn't it?
But I mean, Antam, I didn't think they went in for things like fancy paintings.
I wouldn't know anything about... Well, that would explain the Antam who came by not an hour ago. They took my best sculpts without paying.
Huh. Right here?
Oh, yes. I did hear they've been piling up stolen goods in a camp in the Drowned district.
We're close to that camp where the Antam took that merchant's stolen sculptures. Okay, let's look around for that stolen art, or any sign of what the Antam are doing with it. Nothing here.
There's nothing of interest here either.
Strange. You'd think a few statues would stand out.
Still nothing. I don't see anything that merchant in the market was talking about. No stolen art. We should go back and talk to him. The merchant who said the Antam stole his artwork, he's with the Venatori. I'll bet he caught us listening in.
And so he purposefully sent us off on a wild chase.
The note said the Antam are trading the art to Venatori collectors in exchange for rare magical components.
Mierda. As if the blight in the streets was not enough.
The note doesn't say what the components are for, but the meeting location is a different Antom camp, in the center of the city. Let's head there and figure out what they're working on with the Venatori. This note is about Gatlock, that Kunari blasting powder. The Antom are using magical components from the Venatori to make it more explosive. Much more explosive.
Alchemy is fraught with peril at the best of times. Adding in enchanted components...
We must go to De Andiago with this as soon as possible.
Agreed.
Good news?
The Venatori are helping the Antom make their Gatlock explosives even more powerful.
What?
It's not ready yet. They're still experimenting.
Then we have some time. The Crows will investigate.
We had better. I am sure we'd be among the Antom's first targets.
So, why did they do it? Make an entire copy of Weishaupt, I mean.
Probably a memory of home. It's the last thing they recalled before the Blight took over. They were trying to relive that life, but didn't know how.
Well, that's very, very creepy and also kind of makes sense in a weird way.
The joys of being a warden. Survive the battle, and there's excitement to follow.
It's a simple test.
I am not loosening any of the wards around you simply to see whether you can learn new spells again.
Do you have any idea how frustrating that was, Valkarin? To be completely frozen in my spellcraft? And I could have fixed it by channeling through the skeletal construct that you destroyed. Speaking of which, what have you done with it?
That subject remains closed, Johanna.
Up for a trip to the Cobbled Swan?
Why? What's happening?
Nothing, that I know of. With Aelia taken care of, I thought we'd check in. Maybe enjoy the Swan for once?
So where'd you get the cheese, Tosh?
There was a guy in Manrathus.
Oh, we should go together. A little trip to the city, just the two of us.
Manrathus is rainy and smells like rich people hurting poor people.
Okay.
It's not romantic.
Oh, so where would you suggest for romantic?
Oh, the beach? Yeah, definitely the beach.
Spite will not stop demanding revenge for Treviso. Is there any more we can do?
Venatori ransacked a shop near the plaza. Templars let it happen.
The Knight Commander interfering again. Isn't there something you can do about him? He answers to the Chantry.
I'm running into obstacles. He's got protection in the Magisterium.
You're from Ferelden, aren't you?
I am. You too?
Denerim. Haven't seen it in years, though. New wares.
Is that a candle hop? It must be the haunting.
One less problem on my doorstep.
Candle hops are cuter when they're small and not trying to kill us.
Candle hop enchantments give them the lay of the city. If the spirit picked those up, made it easy to skulk around.
Thought the cart was done when the Venatori grabbed me. You did a good job polishing her up.
I was happy to help. Besides, Nev might starve without your cart.
Yeah, well, free fish next time. You too, Gallus.
Sure, Hal. Rana, I've got someone for you to meet.
Right. I'm almost finished here.
Good reading? And here I thought you'd be working our cases.
I got a tip on a red lyrium smuggler who leaves coded messages in the paper. I placed a coded ad pretending to be a buyer. If the smuggler took the bait, I'll know where he's trading the goods.
Secret codes? Amazing. What else is in there? Gossip, scandal?
It's like you've read it already.
There's a puff piece about a cat.
Was it involved in a scandal?
Maybe.
Okay. What are we after?
We're looking for the phrase Virantium brandy.
Got it.
Hold on. What's this? Nev Gallus and Rana Savas, investigators.
Right. That. I may have paid for another small advertisement.
You what?
If we want to help people, they need an easier way to find us. It's approachable.
I regret this already.
That's brilliant. Maybe we should advertise.
Slow down. We haven't seen if this one works out.
There. Virantium brandy. I know where to stop the red lyrium deal. This one, anyway.
Good catch. You might work out after all. Still, I'd prefer you have backup when you need it. And if I'm not around... Rana, meet the Viper. I put in a word for you.
The Viper? You're real? Wait, a word? For what?
Come. It's time you met the Shadow Dragons.
Are you Nev Gallus?
How did you...
I saw your advertisement. I need your help.
Then you're in the right place.
Minratha's calls, we answer.
Cross your fingers it's not for nothing.
It won't be.
Have a seat. I'm guessing you've got a story.
There's Lenos's associate. According to the shadows watching him, he's nervous and doesn't talk much, but does odd jobs for coin. Interesting, yes? I'll draw him off, you check his belongings, see if you can discover any clues about Lenos's plan.
Half-eaten stale bread, water flask, muddy socks. And this map. Minratha's targets. That doesn't sound good. Mostly gone. Warm. I don't even know what this is. Ale? Looks like he's been nursing it a while. A bedroll. It's definitely seen better days. And it's damp. Sleeping out in the rain? This all sounds like trouble. Dorian will want to know. Lenos intends to destroy the city with Blight and Darkspawn.
Carthus. Nothing like an attack to cause chaos in a city. You should head there immediately.
All right, let's go.
About to have a problem.
Here we go! Good work, Ned!
Something big. Watch out. I bet this Darkspawn was what took through the gates. More blight in the way. That did it.
Think there's enough of them? Now there's a nice shot.
Everything's crumbling down here. Might be tricky to get out.
At least a dozen people have been lost trying to map this place. Thought I'd mention that.
Still blocked. There's another boil somewhere. Find the blight boils. We need to clear the way and keep pushing. We got it. Way should be clear.
Shadow Dragons? How did you find this place? Veilguard, to me! You think you've won? You think you can stop the Veilguard? Or the risen gods?
I won't give up.
One less corrupt Templar in Minrathous.
Can't say he'll be missed.
Let's look around, see what we find. The Risen God's ritual. That's what the gods in the Venatori are preparing for. Lenos's documents. They detail the Venatori's long-term plans and what they want to do with Tevinter. These star charts predict an eclipse to make magic stronger.
So that's the play. A ritual performed under an eclipse to strengthen its power.
All this. The ritual, the eclipse, and the Venatori plans. We have to bring this to the Shadow Dragons immediately.
Let's head back to the Shadow Dragons.
Evil old gods, rituals, waiting for the stars. It's about as Tevinter as blood magic and hubris. Learning about the gods' plans is wonderful, of course. But the lists of magisters you got your hands on, now there's the real gold.
You've looked at it already. Of course you have.
Information on their backers, the ties to illegal slavery. Don't you see what this means?
This is power, May. Imagine becoming Archon and using this against those who've been hurting the people for years.
You? On the throne? Dorian.
Tell me that wouldn't be a splendid way to bring about real change.
The Shadow Dragons have heard that before. After Corypheus with the Lucerni. We expose corruption and stop slavers, but nothing really changes. What makes you think it'll be different this time?
Surely you're not suggesting we give up entirely. After all, you're still here. The rot in Tevinter is buried deep. We've been digging it out bit by bit, only for it to grow back. But what you've given us allows us to strike at the heart.
So the rot has no chance to return. But how would you use this information exactly?
Dorian wants to use it to crush our enemies by whatever means necessary. I prefer to use it to rally the people. I say we make the information known. Allow the people to see the real justice served. Prove that from now on, we work for them.
We tried that already. Or have you forgotten the Lucerni? I no longer trust that political machine will work in our favor. No. We must get at the root of the problem before they can react. A more forceful approach. Destroy them and their networks utterly.
Swords and spies and blackmail? The devious means you learned in the South? If we go outside the system, we invite everyone else to do the same. No. We have to do this in the open. Show the people of Tevinter that we're here for them.
We're shadow dragons. It's right there in the name. You supported this because you knew the system didn't work for the people.
The point was to work in the shadows until we could work in the light. And Rook has brought us what we need.
May, the Imperium's politics burned you once and you still...
Enough. We're not the only ones who have a stake in this. Rook, we're talking about your city. Your Tevinter too. Which strategy do you prefer?
What sort of change are you trying to achieve?
For a start, slavery. Abhorrent. It needs to go no more.
And Tevinter has been ruled by the Altus Mages for all of its history. That must change. The Zoparati, non-mages, deserve a say in their own governance.
And all that's just the beginning of what will undoubtedly be a long journey.
Shouldn't you be on the same side?
We are on the same side. We both know what Tevinter needs. How best to get it, that's the question.
If we went with Dorian's plan, I'd support it fully. But we won't, because he'll come around and realize that I'm right.
And I'd absolutely back you up on that, if you were right, which you aren't.
We'll see.
Will we?
Mevaris, you really believe making this evidence public will work?
Dorian wants to work behind the scenes, but once again, it's the Magisters and Highbloods pulling the Imperium's strings. That doesn't inspire. It's a tactic used by our enemies. We need to show Tevinter that we can be different.
Unless they find some way to bury it? Or leverage their wealth, power, and status as they often have before?
Politics is a long game. If we use force against our enemies, our allies will remember it.
Dorian, are you really suggesting violent revolution?
Not necessarily. Sometimes a mere threat of violence is sufficient.
He learned that from his friends in the South. I hear Ferelden settled a succession crisis with a duel.
It worked. Astoundingly.
We're not Ferelden.
I'm merely saying we need to consider bold and creative methods of achieving our ends. The game is rigged. Why play by rules crooked magisters already exploit? Clear the board and start over. If they're gone, we can fill the magisterium with those who respect the office. Then we'll actually see progress.
You want me to choose who'll be Archon? Sure, I'm a shadow dragon, but there are so many others here.
Then talk to them. Ask what they think. Asher and Tarquin, Nev, Gallus, they're all a part of this, just as you are. We should all be comfortable with whatever course we take.
All right. I'll go do that.
Grand news about Lenos. One less crooked Templar in town.
The city will be better off with him gone.
We can hope.
Lenos made my life miserable. Rana's too.
I hear he started out different. Maybe he once cared about something other than gold. But I didn't know that, Lenos. And I'm not going to mourn the one I did. Still, I'll thank the bastard for writing everything down. And delivering it to us all neat.
Dorian and Mevaris still have to decide what to do with everything we got from Lenos.
They both make good points. I just want what's best for our city and its people.
I suspect this decision will determine Tevinter's path for years to come.
Then Dorian's way is my choice. He knows you don't stop to talk when you find a hole in the enemy's defenses.
Dorian is a brash rebel.
And Maevaris too much of a romantic.
I think the people will appreciate Maevaris returning as the leader they've always wanted to see.
No. They'll appreciate their lives actually changing for the better.
What do you think might happen depending on who leads?
With May, she gets power back again. Gets one more shot at changing Tevinter from the top down. Worst that could happen is nothing. But that's what you risk when all you rely on is hope. But with Dorian...
We could get chaos, strife. Things might get harder before they get easier. If they get easier.
I'll take my chances.
Ugh, this is not helping. At all.
If I'd known you wanted help, I wouldn't have said anything.
Quinn.
What? Opinions are cheap. Sometimes you just have to go where you go.
I have faith, Rook.
Still not helpful. So what do you think?
Lenos is gone. We got information about the Venatori's plans, the god's ritual. I'd call that a good day.
I meant about Maevaris and Dorian. We all want change. Who will be the more effective in getting it?
Oh, that. You're dragging me into it?
You're the famed detective. What's the right call?
This isn't a murder.
Politics is murder. Isn't that what they always say?
Maevaris Talani has been in this game for decades. She's dedicated and ruthless when she needs to be. Dorian Parvis is a wild card. Flashy and inventive, he'll keep his enemies on their toes. But if you're asking me, I'd go with Maevaris. She'll inspire people, show them that the Magisterium can be better than it is. Right now, after the gods and everything else, that's what this city needs. What we all need.
Thanks, Nev. That helps.
That's what I'm here for.
Maker. A full quarter of the Magisterium supporting a cult. Bending the knee to these risen old gods just for a taste of more power. Can they not see they're only tools for the gods? So they can destroy the world?
Demanding intelligence, rationality, and self-awareness from our peers. You ask too much, Maevaris.
Look at me. Such a fool.
Ah, it's Rook. You spoke with the others.
What do you think? Who should be leading the charge from here on?
What happens after it's decided who'll lead?
Well, Lenos is gone, the cult's numbers are down, and they're scrambling to prepare for the god's ritual. They'll be distracted. It's a perfect opportunity to get our preparations in order.
All plans contingent on surviving the current disaster, of course.
I hope this signals the start of the change we've worked toward.
The start of the change, as you say. Things won't be different overnight.
But we'll keep fighting, because we have to, because there's no other way.
And with you and everyone here, we'll get there. We'll win. Keep believing, Rook.
Dorian should lead.
Then it is decided. Of course, it only makes sense, but... Ha! Look at me! The sudden pressure.
You won't be alone. All of us are behind you. The Shadow Dragons, the city, her people.
It will take all of them to overcome the risen gods.
You'll find a way to bring them together.
The people know they don't want blight-ridden fiends in their city. They don't need me to tell them. I can, however, show them how to fight. Gods, cults, evil magisters, nothing will stand in our way of forging a new Tevinter.
These meetings can't be good for business. I'm here, Inquisitor. It isn't just Inquisitor, is it? You were someone before that.
Clan Llewellyn. We try to be no one you've heard of. Morrigan is holding a perimeter. We're alone. Tell me what Solus did at Elganon's ritual.
Sounds like you already know.
I need to hear it from you.
Elganon raised his archdemon. Solus got us out of there. We saved a lot of people.
You sound grateful.
Why not? He really did help.
It seems so. He's always thinking about where it ends. How many of his names do you know? God of Lies, Dreadwolf, Fen'Harel. They're titles he earned from enemies, followers, and fractured history. I once called him by another name. Friend.
Some friend.
Do you always agree with your friends?
We're pretty aligned on whether or not to destroy the world, if that's what you mean.
I'll never excuse what he's done. He's killed people I held dear, you know this too.
But...
he became those names when he fought gods. And regret for his world turned into destroying ours. Sound familiar?
You're making us sound like Solus. That's uncomfortable.
We're not like our enemy. They're making us do this.
Simple as one of Varric's morals. Don't become what you hate.
Or trapped by what we've lost. Also one of his. Tell me about the team you've built.
Are they a concern, or...?
You're handling things. This part? What you have now? I just miss the banter about friends.
That's where Elganon and Gillenane will perform their ritual.
With an eclipse, those two can finish their dagger, then tear open the Fade. After that, we've witnessed the horrors Gillenane creates with even a trickle of the Blight. What happens with a flood?
Next eclipse is a month away. That's not a lot of time.
Getting past the Antam Navy won't be easy. They'll be on high alert.
We'd need our own fleet to get past them, which we don't have.
If anyone can find a way around that fleet, it's us. Everything seems impossible at the beginning. Just fight one battle at a time. Varric told me that.
Damn right, kid.
A single boat can sneak past a blockade. We just need to find something that floats.
The Antam fleet may not spot us, but the gods see much farther.
Worse, they know about us specifically. They'll be waiting.
Let's make sure there's too many distractions for them to spot us.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Harding, reach out to our allies. Wardens, veil jumpers, all of them. Tell them to be ready to start swinging. We start enough fires, make some noise, and the gods will look everywhere for us, except at their front door.
You've helped our allies, Rook. They're ready to return the favor.
That takes care of the approach. But what about when we get there? We'll have two gods waiting. Who knows how many Antam? We'll need to be at our best. Question is, we there yet?
We are ready as we'll ever be.
I'll send off messages to our allies. They'll be ready.
What about the Inquisitor? I know she's been busy fighting in the south, but this doesn't end until the gods are dead. She knows that.
Saving the world? Sounds like the Inquisitor.
Reach out to her. Morrigan, too. We could use their help. I hear that we're ready as we'll ever be, but we can always be more prepared. Weeks until the next eclipse gives us time. Let's use it wisely.
Agreed.
Get some rest. Then we'll take care of outstanding business.
So, I was wondering. You know what? It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Not suspicious at all.
Well, since you can make people shadow dragons, I was just wondering.
Do you want to be a shadow dragon, Belle?
Yes, more than anything. Yes!
Emmerich? About earlier, when I brought up you and Rook being together?
Yes?
Look, you were in a crypt with all your dusty books, and then suddenly Rook burst into your own life, and...
I keep my books pristine.
I get it. Rook's Rook. Wild and eager, just whisking you away, and now it's all candles and showers of ghost petals. It's great. But you've also been, you know, kinda preoccupied? Mopey.
Mopey?
I can't believe we've got another archdemon to deal with.
This time will go better.
It has to.
Do you think you'll survive this one?
I don't know. Getting out of Weishaupt alive might have been a fluke.
It cannot be. Asan needs you. I wouldn't mind you sticking around either.
You're not so bad yourself.
It worked. The crows have harried the Antam, and Evenchi is revealed. But I did not think this is what they planned.
It is bold, and it will doom us all. Rook, good. We have discovered what Evenchi is planning for Treviso. When you fought the Kamek Master in the garrison, you mentioned a note you found that said some Kamek had gone missing.
We have discovered who stole it.
Evenchi.
The governor intends to release it all around the city to pacify violent seditionists.
They called us reckless, and now... Now Evenchi will ruin the minds of thousands in this city to have their peace and order.
Who is Evenchi planning to poison with the Kamek? Aside from the crows?
People who have spoken up too loudly against the Antam.
Anyone too friendly with the crows. I doubt Evenchi is familiar with poisons. I guarantee the Kamek will spread to the rest of the city as well.
We know about it, and we'll stop it.
After the dragon attack, and then the blight... The governor is a coward who has given up on Treviso.
Better to poison the last of it themselves than let anyone else solve these things.
It is finally time to strike. Go to the garrison and prevent Evenchi from releasing the Kamek.
Once you are there, Thea and I will lead the crows against the rest of Evenchi's forces in the city.
Understood.
There is something else. Jacobus stormed off earlier. He did not look well.
Look out for him, would you?
Of course. We'll head to the garrison.
Do you think Evenchi would target the field hospital?
I would not put anything past them now. Rook, we have news about the Antam's experiments with Gatlock.
What's happening?
They're working with Venatori to set off these new and improved explosives across the city.
The Antam will claim it was to scare away Darkspawn, while they destroy areas loyal to the Crows.
Our agents cannot be everywhere. I will mark several locations where they store this Gatlock. Destroy it, discreetly.
There's the garrison.
You were making coffee.
Onto the garrison and the governor.
Please, go on.
You were making coffee at 4 in the morning yesterday.
I like coffee.
At 4 in the morning?
That still counts as morning.
I'm not complaining. It was nice to find it in the kitchen and not have to make my own.
I'm always happy to get you a refill.
You'll make a girl feel spoiled.
The courtyard looks empty.
No guards. Where are the Antam?
Eventually must be further in. We clear the garrison this time. Eventually's got to know there's no way out for a traitor.
Look! Intruders! Calm them down! We can escape across the roofs!
We need to close it!
Courtyard's full of darkspawn.
That explains why Eventually's Anton were trying to run. Wait! Jacobus! Okay, now for Avenchi.
I will see you dead if it's the last thing I do before the Blight takes me!
The strange aura in the air. Something's wrong.
Wait! Are these Anton real?
I see the comic is working! I know you won't! It won't end any differently! Why don't you die? Why don't you give up? and scratched me, blighted me. If you hadn't interfered.
It wouldn't have made a difference.
Neither will my death. My comet could have helped stabilize the city. But it's still blighted, dying. Nothing can save Treviso now.
The crows, the citizens helping each other through the dragon and the blight, they're already taking care of each other.
It won't last.
I think it can. And so do the crows. You say you did all this for Treviso, Evenchi, to protect it. But you never really believed in it.
What would you know about the city I love?
If Rook hadn't stopped the governor in time.
None of that. It is time to celebrate a victory.
Rook! I should have wine. We should toast you.
Evenchi is dead. The comic is being disposed of. All thanks to you.
The garrison's a mess.
Details.
The Antam remain, though with Evenchi gone, I think we will be able to persuade them to move on in the coming months.
People are being moved to safer areas outside the Blight. Crows have time now to patrol for Darkspawn.
It will take years, but we can plan for Treviso's future now that it has one.
Treviso would have fallen long ago if it really didn't have a chance.
I'm not so sure. A city is only as healthy as those who care for it.
You never gave up, Rook. We will repay that in full. But life is so dull if all we talk about are responsibilities. It is time to celebrate.
For our victory.
For Treviso's freedom.
For the crows.
What an excellent idea. Viago, dear, you mentioned something about getting us drinks?
Ever more to do?
Yes.
Congratulations are in order. There are no more hauntings of this magnitude to be dealt with.
You have done well.
Allow us to present you with a final token of our appreciation. We've much to examine.
The halls await.
So, Tash pries the enormous ruby out of the statue's eye socket. Except then it wakes up, and now it's real pissed that it's missing an eye.
Oh, my. What kind of statue was this? Big snake.
Not bad.
Not bad? It's a giant snake. What would have been better than that?
Dragon.
Maybe. I've seen dragons, though. Never a giant snake.
And now we've got a giant, angry, one-eyed snake statue trying to swallow Tash whole.
Wait, how does that work? Where would they go? Did it have a stomach?
Wait for it.
Best part is, while Tash is pounding that snake's nose, she's still holding the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties, I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it, sorry.
What are you doing?
Pulling a barb.
Oh, okay.
A Barv?
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune, from one of our old members, Barv. Good guy, but like most of us, his plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crew's not good for morale, but there's not always time for big, drawn-out apologies. So, when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a Barv. Oh, there we go.
I'm glad the Lords of Fortune have Tasha's back.
Oh, Tash isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Really?
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours.
Huh.
Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
Any reason you can't just apologize?
Sometimes people say, oops, sorry, and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with. Trust me, I know. But pulling a Barv, you sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. Shows the other person you mean it.
What if they mean it when they say they're sorry, though?
And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, you know, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
Oh, okay, yes, some people might do that.
Pulling a Barv puts it on the person who screwed up. They made the mess, they fix it, done.
So you either learn to make fewer mistakes or you get gigantic muscles.
Or both. I didn't expect the Lords to care about